Lesson 4.5, Rules of Exponents. The product of powers property says that when you multiply powers with the same base, you add their exponents. Again, when you multiply powers with the same base, you add their exponents. Let's look at the example with the numbers. You have a base of 4. Remember, the base is the bigger number, the exponent is the smaller number. Because we have the same base, we keep that base and we add 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5, so it's 4 to the 5th power. Example 1. 4 to the 7th power times 4 to the 11th power. Take the base of 4, because it's the same, and add 7 plus 11. 7 plus 11 is 18. 4 to the 18th power is your answer. For part B, you actually have two separate bases. You have the number 2, the number x, the variable x. And you also have a 7 and another x. We're going to rearrange them so that the like terms are together. That's the commutative property where we rearrange it. So you can see we put our numbers 2 and 7 together, and then we put our variables together. We can multiply the powers with the same base of x, so I add 2 plus 6 to get 8. Because even though these don't have the same base, they're numbers, and you can just multiply them together. So just do 2 times 7, which is 14. X to the 8th power is your answer. Again, you can multiply even though they're not the same number. Pause the video and try these 4 problems. Number 1, you have the base of 2, so you add the exponents 5 plus 12 to get 2 to the 17th power. For number 2, you have the same base of 5, so you add all 3 exponents. 6 plus 2, which is 8. 8 plus 3, which is 5 to the 11th power. Number 3, you have the base of x, so you add 6 plus 3, 13, which is x to the 19th. Now, for number 4, you have the base of b. This b right here does have an exponent. Any variable that does not have an exponent actually has an invisible exponent of 1. So you're actually adding 2 plus 4 plus 1, which is b to the 7th power. The quotient of powers property says that you can divide powers with the same base by subtracting the exponents. So the base is the same, which is 5, so you take 7 minus 4. Here's the division sign, so you know you're dividing, which means you subtract exponents. 7 minus 4 is 5 to the 3rd power. In example 2, we have the base of 6. We are dividing, so we subtract 8 minus 3, which is 5. For part B, again, you can just go ahead and simplify 3 to the 12ths, which we're going to do at the end. But first, let's look at the variables that are the same base. 7 minus 3 is going to be 4. So we have 3 times x to the 4th power over 12. Now let's simplify 3 twelfths. Both divide by 3, you get 1, which you don't need. You don't need that 1 there, 1/4. So you get 1 times x to the 4th divided by 4. Again, if you put that 1 there, it's the same answer. Pause the video and try 5 through 8. Number 5, you have the base of 5, so you subtract 9 minus 2. 5 to the 7th power is your answer. Number 6, you have the base of 12, so you subtract 7 minus 4, which is 12 to the 3rd power. Number 7, this is a fraction, so let's hold off on that and let's look at the variables. We're going to take x 13 minus 9. So we have x to the 4th. And now we have to simplify 4 24ths. Each divides by 4. So you have x to the 4th over 6. Again, 14 divided by 6 is a fraction. We'll simplify that at the end. Let's take my same base of x and subtract the exponent. X to the 5th this time. And we want to simplify 14 over 6. Both divide by 2. That's not 7. So you actually have 7 and 3. X to the 5th stays in the numerator. When you are subtracting these numbers, put the same base in the numerator. Now we're going to use both properties. First thing we're going to do is do the multiplication. So we have the same base of m, so we're going to do 3 plus 4, which is 7. Now we still have the same base of m, so now we're going to subtract the exponents. 7 minus 2, which is 5. Now we get rid of the fraction, or we simplify the fraction. 4 twelfths. Both divide by 4, m to the 5th over 3 is your answer. You always want to do the product of powers, which is your multiplying powers, first, and then do your dividing of powers, as long as they have the same base. Go ahead and try number 9 and 10. Pause the video and try it yourself. For number 9, remember we have this invisible 1 with this exponent. We're going to do the multiplying of powers first. So we have m 5 plus 1, which is m to the 6th. Bring everything else over. Now we do subtraction, which is dividing powers. So we subtract the exponents, and we keep that in the numerator. 6 minus 3 is 3. And now we simplify the fraction by dividing 6 by 3 and 15 by 3. You get 2m cubed over 5. Number 10, we do have multiplying of powers in the numerator. So n squared plus 6 is n to the 8th. Bring over the 10. Bring over 5n cubed. Now we subtract the exponents because we're dividing powers. Again, I'm going to keep that in the numerator. 8 minus 3 is 5. Simplify the fraction 10/5. Divide each by 5. You're going to left with 2n to the 5th, and there's a 1 at the bottom, which again, if it's a fraction with a 1 in the denominator, you don't need that 1. So you don't need to put that 1. So you just have 2n to the 5th power.